Good morning. Welcome back to the Brandon Mason Show. Hope you guys are all ready to go today. It is Thursday, August 8th. We're ready to go. We're rocking and rolling, cruising through August already. Hopefully a lot of you guys have some season changes. I'm down in Miami. Still hot. It's been hot for a long time. I got to be honest with you. Since April, started cooking about August, now August 8th, it's like, shit, it's been hot for a long time. Ready for a change of season down here. We don't even get it until after Halloween. So I hope all of you guys get a little bit of change of season. Get ready for today's show. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. What's going on? Those two, the matchup, who should start? And right now, Pittsburgh Steelers said, look, it's the start of Justin Fields. Now, a lot of it obviously is heading into preseason, and that's why Russell Wilson, if he was the starter, we're not going to put him in just yet. Let's see what Justin Fields has, but more importantly, Russell Wilson has an injury. So that's the problem right now. So welcome back to the show, guys. Let's dive into it. I got my coffee right here. I always got my cigars lined up, my shot glass, just in case somebody wants to get crazy. My glasses lined up. Can't see shit. We know how that works. We're adjusted the studio. You guys make this possible. Let's dive into it right now. So Justin Fields' era begins with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And look, it's an exciting time for the Steelers. They want to make some changes. Last year, Pickett didn't work out. They had a lot of change at the quarterback position. And this year, there it begins. Justin Fields shows up. And I know we had some conversation about this a few weeks ago. But Justin Fields is the guy. He is in. And right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are excited about him. The fan base is excited about him. And more importantly, Coach Tomlin is excited about what Justin Fields is doing. And we got a lot to talk about today because I want to see what you guys think in the live stream. If you're watching this live right now in the chat, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. This is important because the Steelers got to move on to the next chapter. And to be honest, this isn't Russell Wilson's team for the future. Right? Let's be clear. This isn't what he's going to do. Show up. Russell Wilson shows up and plays for the next 5, 6, 7 years. Not going to happen. Toward the end of his road, clock is ticking, which is normal for quarterbacks after several years in National Football League. Justin Fields gets the nod to start for the preseason. Now, I think this is important, and for a lot of reasons. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they really want change. They really do. Even though Russell Wilson is changed, they want to breathe the fresh air of what is next for us. Now, obviously, they brought Russell Wilson in for a reason. He was supposed to be the starter until the injury happened, and then Justin Fields, as I said, is starting to impress the fan base and impress, more importantly, Coach Tomlin. So the team's rallying behind him going, we don't want to change what he does. Let him use his legs. Let him be two-dimensional, which I kept saying about quarterbacks today in this day and era. Two-dimensional. Got to be able to pass. Got to be able to run. Got to be able to get outside the pocket and make plays. It's so important. So what I got to say is this. First and foremost, outside of Justin Fields' era begins. It's kind of like, what's in it for him? What does he got to prove? What's going on? Before I get into that, I want to talk about this for a second. How important is the season for Russell Wilson? We're going to flip the script for a second. How important is it for Russell Wilson this season to be successful? And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this right now, because if he doesn't start, there is some issues, obviously. Look, Russell Wilson's been around for a while. Seattle was pretty damn good, right? Some people have him listed as a Hall of Famer, right? But here's the problem. He goes to Denver with the Broncos, a short stint there, doesn't work out in the way that you would like, the way that he would like, the way that the team would like. So here's what happens. Like I've been saying this every day, is what have you done for me lately? Russell Wilson climbing this high, right, in Seattle, playing, balling, doing it, not winning all the Super Bowls, but playing at a high level, winning with Pete Carroll, crushing it, leaves. If he doesn't ball out for the Broncos, plays a year, retires, people are like, hey, he played pretty damn good, right? Played pretty damn good. But here's the problem. Now he leaves Denver, rightfully so, not slow. Rightfully so, leaves Denver for several reasons, and now he ends up with the Steelers. How does this Hall of Fame ballot, now this is why I'm saying this, how important is this season for Russell Wilson? If he doesn't play, he loses a starting job to Justin Fields, and Justin Fields has an amazing career with the Steelers. How do you guys think Russell Wilson's era, his, what he's done in the history, in the past, does it affect what people view of him? Is he a Hall of Famer? In the chat right now, a lot of people I was watching yesterday, ESPN, FS1, CBS, people are like, yeah, Russell Wilson was a Hall of Famer. Does this affect him if he does not? in fact, start this season and, in fact, play well this season, right? These are some of the questions that we have. And look at these two players, the combination right here. Coach Tomlin steps in and goes, I got two firepower quarterbacks, right? And when I say firepower, two potential quarterbacks that can lead the Steelers to some pretty successful seasons. Right now, Russell Wilson, maybe a couple seasons, Justin Fields. The future begins now. The era in the preseason. If Justin Fields steps in this game, preseason, and balls out, you can't take Justin Fields out of that position. I'm just saying, if he plays well preseason 1, preseason 2, he's balling. People are like, whoa, I like what I'm seeing. Two-dimensional, escaping the pocket, making plays, making defensive players miss, then getting the ball out to right players, hitting the seam, making sure he has the timing with the receivers. He's got a lot of talent around him. So what I'm saying is, if Justin Fields goes out there and gets it done, Russell Wilson has a problem, because I don't think you can turn around and then bench Justin Fields if he plays that well. So here's the thing. Is there a right or wrong quarterback decision? And when I say that, I look at this picture here and I go, is there a right or wrong decision if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers owner, a Pittsburgh Steelers coach, your team in the locker room? Can you go wrong here? And most players, most teams, I say, look, this is the guy. But when I look at this locker room, I look at what they have, right? You got to be honest here. If the Steelers go, hey, we're starting Russell Wilson, he's the veteran, he's the guy, Justin Fields is going to keep learning the playbook, Justin Fields is our future quarterback. If Russell Wilson plays well throughout the season and Justin Fields plays a little bit, gets in, whatever, becomes a starter, and they're successful, a lot of people say, hey, I can see why you did that. I can see why the Steelers chose to use Russell Wilson. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? And then the flip side, if Justin Fields is balling, they say, hey, look, we're throwing Justin Fields in the game. This is going to be a good opportunity. I don't think that you can realistically say, hey, that was the wrong decision either. Like, I just don't think you can, that people are going to be that upset because Justin Fields could be the guy. So at the end of the day, this is the first time I think I've ever seen, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever seen a team, for the most part, over the years, you look at the two quarterbacks, the reason why they're so different. I'm not talking about the competition between the players. I'm just saying Russell Wilson, toward the end of the career, Justin Fields, beginning of his career, Chicago didn't pan out. They got Caleb Williams. That didn't pan out. We'll talk about that in a second. But because it didn't pan out, this is the time where you can choose a quarterback. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. I'm just saying, if it's me right now, I like what Justin Fields is doing. I think it's time to move to the next chapter. If he's ready, start Justin Fields. Why? Because you got Russell Wilson for a cheap deal from the Broncos. They're paying most of his freaking contract. So end of the day, Russell Wilson could be a starter or he could be a phenomenal backup quarterback, right? For this season, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe even for next season. I'm just saying it is very hard for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now because they really can't go wrong in this position. Now, if they start Russell Wilson and he's terrible and they go 0-4, 0-5, then people are going to have some concerns. But if he shows up 3-1, Justin Fields goes 3-1, people are like, I don't think there's a wrong decision. And I think right now Coach Tomlin goes, I got a lot of firepower in my locker room. For the first time in a while, since he's had, Roethlisberger, he's like, look, who's my quarterbacks? He's got two players. He's got to pick one. And I don't really think currently they can go wrong. But here's the thing. Why Justin Fields must develop with the Steelers. I want you guys to understand this for a second. Why must, listen to the question, why must he develop with the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I'm saying here's the reason why. Justin Fields, as you know, came to the National Football League with the Chicago Bears. People thought he was going to be absolutely great, absolutely phenomenal. The Bears thought he was going to be unbelievable. Justin Fields has not, if you ask me, Justin Fields has not even come close to tapping in to the kind of player he can be. Right? Let's be honest. He hasn't come close to that player, that quality player that we know he can be. So here's what I got to say. This is a must-develop season or a must-develop opportunity with the Steelers. If it's not this particular season, it's with the Steelers. Because last thing you want to see is, you go to Chicago Bears, you're supposed to be great. Then you go, you're a journeyman. Now all of a sudden you show up, you're with the Steelers. Not there. That's a problem. I'm just saying, coming into the National Football League, if you play, 7-8 seasons and you're phenomenal, and then you leave, you play somewhere else, and you're great, and then you go somewhere else, kind of makes a little bit of sense, right? Like, you got Joe Flacco, played with the Ravens, had some ups and downs, won a Super Bowl, made a lot of money, right? Then goes out, plays, obviously was with the Jets, and he was with the Browns, and like he played well for the Browns, I think, this past season. So then he goes out, he's moving teams. It's kind of like he won a Super Bowl, even if you don't love him, whatever the case may be, he earned some of those stripes, right? Justin Fields has not earned those stripes yet. So this is why it is a must-develop team. If it's not this season, it's the team that Justin Fields has to learn, grow, and do the damn thing. Because if not, he's going to become one of those guys that bounces around. We don't know. Maybe it's him, right? It's not the team anymore. It's not the Bears didn't develop him. Maybe it's him, right? And that's what you don't want. So this is a team he fell into. Kenny Pickett showed up. He's gone. Now you got Justin Fields, potentially the starter of the season. It is the start and the beginning era of Justin Fields with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is a must-win season is all I'm saying. A must-developing team for Justin Fields. Let's move on to this for a second. Can the Steelers run an offense with two quarterbacks? Right, that's what I want to talk about right now. Can the Steelers say, let's run this season with two quarterbacks? And this is what we're going to with this. The firepower that he's got, and I pulled this picture up, the firepower that he's got is great. But I'm just saying, when I watch some of these teams that have a quarterback and they put another guy in and run some plays and build in this dynamic system, for Justin Fields, and Russell Wilson's the guy and they're running around. I don't think that's a good opportunity. I don't think you create this puppet version of Justin Fields as a quote unquote quarterback / running back / whatever you want to call it. I think you got to say, look, here's my starter. Go with your starter. If something happens to your starter, you put the backup in and be happy that you have another good quarterback on your football team. Now, if you say, we got Russell Wilson starting, let's build all these packages. We're going to have, the shotgun. We're going to have the option plays. We're going to have that plays where Justin Fields can run quarterback draws and try to open the field up, and you're in the 50-yard line trying to create separation and all that. I don't think to me, that's creating a puppet. I'm being honest with you. I think that's creating a puppet on your team. It's always good to have two good quarterbacks. It's always great to have one starting quarterback. That guy has to lead your team. He's got to show up. He's got to have the timing with his receivers right. You don't have the 3rd down and 4. Oh, here comes Justin Fields. It's such an awkward situation. A couple teams in the National Football League have done that. Some of them have played well, but it doesn't pan out. It's never a good situation. And usually it's not a long-term career situation here for Justin Fields if they were to go on that road. So what I'm saying is, I think if you're going to make your quarterback a starter, pick Russell Wilson, pick Justin Fields. But running a two-quarterback system with both of these players on the field, here and there and creating, I don't think that's a good situation, creating Justin Fields as a puppet. Doesn't make sense to me. Now, are the Steelers a playoff team this season? Now, depending on who they start, right? A lot of people are going to say depending on who they start. But realistically, here are the teams they got. The Baltimore Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. And every time we talk about this division, right, the AFC North, every time we go into this division and look at it, I got to tell you, this is not an easy situation. These teams, I know a lot of people, you look at it and say, oh, will the Bengals be good? Will the Browns be good? They got some talent. And look, we can't forget the Ravens, right, with Lamar Jackson, MVP last season. And now they're saying Lamar Jackson has lost some weight into this year, saying, hey, last year I felt a little fat and sluggish. I watched Lamar Jackson run last season. I didn't see any sluggish at all. I seen a guy running on the sideline, scoring touchdowns and making plays with his legs. So if he's losing a little bit of weight, I'm just saying be careful, because getting hit in the National Football League by defensive linemen and linebackers and some blitz and safeties is not a good situation. But nonetheless, if he's running faster and making plays, hey, more power to him. But let's move back to the Steelers for a second and take a look at this right now. Are they a playoff team, right? The realistic measures is, are they a playoff team? Well, look at these teams. Can they beat the Bengals? If the Steelers have their act together, I got a lot of players down here, and I want to pull this up for a second because we got TJ Watt, we got Minkah Fitzpatrick. I mean, we got some players out here that are some star talents. I mean, they have a lot of opportunities this year. And remember, last season, I mean, they were first team All-Pro. I mean, I got a picture here, first team, All-Pro players on your roster showing up, getting it done. I mean, some of these guys were there, last season, ready to play. They were just missing a quarterback, right? Missing a quarterback. Cameron Sutton, obviously some suspension issues, some off-the-field stuff, trying to battle back and make sure that he's good to go. Players like Najee Harris. I mean, they had a lot of talent and people that are showing up on the roster. And here's what I want to talk about right now. This is a concern for some teams, but not really for the Pittsburgh Steelers. When I take a look at the stadium here and look at what they bring to the table, right? All the terrible towels are going to be waving. You're going to have tons of opportunities for the fan base to get involved. Right there, a close-up as the Pittsburgh Steelers helmet. Let me, before I go into this for a second, I played in Pittsburgh, played college football there, and I had a chance, an opportunity to be around that stadium a lot. Be in the locker room and be side by side with the training table where you eat, where the practice facilities are. They share with the Pittsburgh Panthers. Now, this, and I just showed you a picture of the stadium, but when it gets packed, boy, it gets packed. And those Steelers fans are out there going crazy. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. Who's got the best fans in the NFL? Drop it in the chat. Who's got the best fans in the NFL? Because if the Steelers are going to be a playoff team or a Super Bowl team this year, they're going to need fan base, right? Like showing up, even though Russell Wilson is a veteran, Justin Fields has talent. It's a new team. They got to show up. They got to gel. They got to mesh. They got to get the feeling. They got to get the tempo down. Who has the best fans in the live stream right now? Drop the best team with the best fans in the chat. Or if you don't have one, put your favorite damn team in the chat. And if you're watching this after the live stream, feel free to talk shit on whoever you want, because I know a lot of people are going to say, that team sucks. Drop your favorite team in the chat, or the team that has the best fans. And here's a picture right here of those terrible towels. And let me tell you something. Last season, we did a live stream. We were talking about the terrible towels waving. They said, the Pittsburgh Steelers, will they make the playoffs? People, the fan base of Pittsburgh is pretty crazy. I'm just saying, they get out there and they get wide open, man. They start yelling and screaming, and they are all about their team, and they want to win. And I'm just saying, they got some phenomenal, crazy people that show up painted. I mean, a lot of teams have some interesting fans. Let's just call them interesting. We're not going to call them crazy. We're calling them interesting. There's some interesting people out there that get, pretty wild, and this is one of them right here, showing up face painted. People have no shirt on, the playoffs, out there freezing cold. Let me tell you something. I played there, and it was cold as shit. When you get to, December in Pittsburgh, and you get to January, playoff football, I got to tell you something. The people that are from Miami that play in Florida, people in the South and enjoying the beautiful sunshine, even people in Georgia. Georgia gets cold. When you travel, Atlanta, and all, when you go up there and you want to play in Pittsburgh in the playoffs, it's brutally cold. Your knees, your ankles, your bones. I mean, you got to be ready to play. And I'm just saying, playoff season, if they have the right quarterback behind them, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, if it's one of those two, if you have the right player behind you running your offense, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a pretty damn good team. I'm just saying, their defense is pretty strong, right? Defense is pretty damn strong. Offense last season, that's all they were missing. That's all they were missing, right? So here's what I'm saying right now. The era for Justin Fields begins. And right now, if anybody has a question, you want to drop it in the chat right now. All you got to do is put a hashtag in front of your message right now, and we're going to pop it up on the screen. This is the part of the show where you get a chance to say what you got to say. Just drop a hashtag in the chat before your message. You can even put hashtag Steelers. Hashtag Steelers is even better. But hashtag Steelers, hashtag drop it in the chat right now, and I could pull it up on the screen for people to see what you were actually saying right freaking now. And look, I love when I'm watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, but this is the year Justin Fields starts. And I said, look, it's got to be preseason. We all knew that there would be an opportunity for Justin Fields to start. We knew that would be an opportunity. Why? Because if Russell Wilson was a starter, Justin Fields would still probably open up preseason anyway. So some of these people that will come in here and say, Justin Fields is only starting because it's preseason. That's part of the true situation too. Like if Russell Wilson was your starter and you said, look, I'm not going to risk, we're not going to risk our starting quarterback in Russell Wilson, who's probably fragile anyway toward the end of his career. So that is one situation. But here's the complication. It wasn't that Russell Wilson and Justin Fields have been battling this whole time playing. It's been Russell Wilson injured and then Justin Fields stepping in and kind of taking over the offense. And now instead of Russell Wilson potentially getting one drive, one series, a couple snaps with the ones showing up for preseason football, instead of doing that, it's all Justin Fields conversation. It's Coach Tomlin getting out there saying, I'm excited right now for Justin Fields. I don't want to take away anything that he does naturally. They're excited about what he does on the field, just natural instincts. And then he gets a starting nod. And now you're getting a lot of the team, a lot of the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you're getting them really interested in Justin Fields. And when that starts happening, all those jerseys are starting to sell. People are showing up saying, Fields. I'm telling you right now, you'll start getting those chants And the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is strong. And let me tell you, the ownership, I've seen it at times when they're chanting for their team, chanting for their quarterback. They'll put that quarterback in. So right now, this is the era that begins for Justin Fields. We have any questions in the chat? Nobody right now. If you do, hashtag Steelers and put your message out there. If you do, drop it, because if you say something in here, my eyes are shitty. I'm looking, I got tons of messages here, even all through social media, I have stuff coming in. If you guys have something you want to put out there, anything you want to say in the live stream right now for people to see even later on, you need to put hashtag Steelers and then write your message, or just put hashtag on there right now, and we'll get that popped up and started. Let me see if we can get some of this stuff that's coming in right now. Let me actually get the right situation going on here. So here's what we got. D. Coleman is in the building. Let's see, D. Coleman, how the hell are you feeling, man? So glad to have you in here. Mason Mob, we are live on stage. You already know we're live on stage. I appreciate that every freaking day, Monday through Friday, live on stage. And tonight, we have a game tonight, Panthers and the New England Patriots, live preseason game number 1. We'll see who the hell is going to be starting. Are they going to start players or not? And I don't give a damn. We're going to be live tonight, rocking and rolling, having a good time. But the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base, they're pretty damn excited. They're pretty damn excited. And listen, anybody else has a question, you got something to say, you want to talk about the Steelers, you want to talk about the live stream, you want to talk about Justin Fields, you want to talk about anything else, drop it in the live stream right now. This is your chance. I know during the play-by-plays, everybody will be leaving messages and everything during the season, but right now is a chance to get some of your messages out there. Let's see what we got here. Brittany's got something to say. Let's see what Brittany's got to say. Let's just slide this on over right now for a second. See if we got this right. What did you love most about the Pittsburgh program? Brittany's trying to ask you some questions and get it out here. Listen, if you guys didn't know, obviously I played football at Pittsburgh, and it was cold as shit. Had a couple injuries, obviously. The best thing about the Pittsburgh Stadium was a professional situation, right? You get out there, you're playing in the Pittsburgh Stadium. Even though contrary, playing in college football, you get a chance to show up and play, Tennessee, Florida State, the Florida Gators, all these players, Michigan. It's amazing. The best thing I think about, I would say it's the best and the worst. You show up and it's a professional setup, right? You're playing on the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium, the program, you're sharing all the facilities. You show up, you're 18, 19 years old, punk kids show up, and you're in there, you're playing, you're seeing nothing but the Steelers things, Steelers signs and all that. You kind of get in the groove, kind of get you motivated, right, to get out there and ball out. That's for the most part what we got going. Anybody in here right now, if you got something to say, drop it into the chat. Make sure you put hashtag in front of your message. Put hashtag in front of your message, or put hashtag Steelers so we can get you dropped in there right now and get your message on here so we can read it. We can read it. And tonight, we are live. We have the New England Patriots and the Panthers tonight. Live stream game tonight. If you're watching this right now for the first time, guys, we're live Monday through Friday. Smack that like button. Do not forget to hit that like button. Did you guys hit that? Make sure you do that. And when we sign off today, make sure when we sign off, you go back, you refresh, and leave a message on the video. Don't get out of here, guys, today when you leave and just sign off. When we sign off for the exit screen, we need you guys to get out there on the live stream. If you're watching it live, and if you're watching it later, on the live actual video, leave your message. Some of you guys did that right yesterday. We need that to keep pushing it out. Yesterday, we had a video starting to move, the program starting to move, and we are expanding our program. We greatly appreciate you guys. And when the play-by-play start up, right now it's just preseason. We'll hang out tonight. But remember, when the season starts, week 1, week 2, a lot of people are going to be pouring here, hanging out, talking about all the teams. Today just happens to be Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers also combating with Russell Wilson. So right now, guys, I appreciate you guys more than ever. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this platform. If you're watching and you're not live, hit it and be part of our program. The Mason Mob movement is real. We appreciate you guys. We're getting ready to sign off. Remember, as soon as I get off here, the exit screen pops up. Enjoy that for a few seconds and get ready, refresh, and get back. Leave a message at the bottom of the screen. I appreciate you guys. It's Thursday, the 8th. Tomorrow's not heading into Friday, but remember tonight, live preseason game 1. The Patriots, be on here tonight. Do not miss it tonight. We are live for the game, and we're on here early. Every time the game starts at 7, we're 6:30 live. It's on at 7:30. We're 7 o'clock live in here early, and we appreciate it. Mason Mob out there, Mahai, greatly appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you.
Make some noise!
We got that from Mahai.
Smoke weed every day.
Mile High, we greatly appreciate what you guys do. Everyone's in the chat today. Drop the dice so I can say your names on here on the way out. Raj, Uncle Raj, love having you in here. Eric Brown, what's going on? Pimple Mama, D. Coleman. Who else is in the building? Tracy's in the building. Brittany was out here mile freaking high. Thank you. Cantrell was in here early. Let's go. Everyone that was coming here. Annie, how are you feeling? Look, if you see me squinting, it's because my eyes suck. I appreciate you guys. Everybody that came into the live stream this morning, Raw Podcast, how are you feeling? Brenda's in the building. Thanks for having you guys in. Everyone that's joining us. MJW, how are you feeling? Everybody that came into the live stream today, I'm trying to scroll up and see everybody. Throw the dice in the chat right now. Get the American flag out there. USA chants, rocking and rolling. We're signing off right now. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Let this exit screen show up. And when it goes off, give it a second. Refresh it, come back, and leave a message at the bottom of the video as you see it in YouTube. I appreciate you guys. We're expanding our show. Tonight we are live for the Patriots game and the Panthers. It's going to be interesting tonight. Preseason, week 1. See you guys tonight. Take care.